growing up, usually the white girls that are around me viewed me as like of course, second-class citizen, and my best friends were white dudes, and they'd bring their girls around, and they'd be pretty liberal with the N-word and stuff like that. So I ended up basically hating women for a while, until I started to study black women, got into, black culture, learned about how beautiful black women really are, learned about Queen Nzinga, Harriet Tubman, black woman heroes, and Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And so, something I realized, I used to have dreadlocks, and I realized whenever I went to the African place, they would charge me an arm and a leg, but it was well worth it. Whenever they'd work on my dreadlocks and I was in a close proximity to black women, I felt like I was healing. It may sound funny to you, but I don't think you could ever realize what I'm talking about until you spend a whole life around white people. We just have a different biology. So, after realizing, these sisters are really good for me on a spiritual level, psychological level, and I feel like I'm healing. I figure, well, white women aren't the way to go. It's all about black women, and the earth is a black woman. And, so I figured, you know what? I should really look for a black woman who is an adoptee. Someone who can really relate. So maybe one day I could actually create a family of my own, and we can create a life together and love each other. So, the reason I'm making this is I've met black women adoptees online, never in person. And the ones that I've met have always been mammy bedwenches. Not even in the fog. They're the type of black woman that will be the first to defend white people. Then I started to see a pattern. All the black women adoptees I've met have either been gay, which I do not have a problem with. If you're lesbian, fine. You can still be my friend and we can help each other, we can talk. But what I cannot handle is they're usually white loving. Now, I can understand being a human being, but they're usually over the line. Like the first black woman adoptee that I met on the computer, she was a lesbian, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But she was married to a white woman. I couldn't handle that. And all the other ones have been coonish mammy bedwenches. So that means I can never really let go of my rage. I could really never let go of my anger, because there's things that you can't say, because they'll always come to the white defense, and I can't handle that because I've had a life of just white women looking down at me. So I needed a black woman to free me, free my soul. Someone I can confide in, confide my heart in. That's what I really need to heal. I need a black woman that's down with black love and won't jump up to white defense if you mention a few words. It's so lonely here as a black adoptee who's not in the fog. It's so painful. Because even I had a black woman therapist who wasn't an adoptee, but she ended up just, I don't know, not really thinking my story is, I don't know, it's just, she seemed dismissive. So, I'm trying not to give up on black women completely. I'm trying not to give up on relationships completely. I just need someone where I can completely let go. Someone who's actually fought their way out of whitewashing, like I have. But the black woman, female adoptees, transracial adoptees, I should clarify, that I met have always been bedwenchy, coonish mammies. I can't handle that. I need someone to connect with. I need someone to share my heart with. And that I have a lot of anger and rage, and I cannot stomach black women defending white people. I cannot stomach it. Makes me rage. Makes me want to throw up. If there's a black transracial adoptee out there that has rage like I do, I hope to find you. And maybe we can make a life, have children. I can only hope that maybe one day I won't have to die alone in my rage.